Weichert Realtors The Griffin Company provides an extraordinary real estate experience for both clients and agents. Now with offices in Bentonville, Springdale, Fayetteville, and Fort Smith, they proudly offer clients and customers the expertise you need when buying or selling. From contract to closing, their realtors are equipped with the knowledge and resources to ensure a smooth transaction, start to finish. Visit them at 3920 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at WeichertFortSmith.com. Experience the Weichert difference.
This is Northside head football coach Mike Fleur. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
This is Northside head basketball coach Eric Burnett. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
For more than 50 years, Air Compressor Equipment Company has provided solutions for the oil, gas, and industrial markets, becoming an industry leader in custom fabrication. An unwavering focus on assembly, sales, and service means that whatever size project you have, ACEC can deliver what works. Air Compressor Equipment Company supplies to businesses working in the most demanding environments around the world, but is still a dedicated member of the Arklahoma community. Learn more at acec-ark.com. Air Compressor Equipment Company. Field tested, quality driven.
Unique is our middle name. Okay, maybe not the exact middle, but it's in there. A to Z Variety Store is the most unique shopping you can do in Fort Smith. With furniture, groceries, housewares, even a floral section. With 48,000 square feet of bargains, you're sure to find everything you need. And even a few things you didn't know you wanted. So many great deals, you'll marvel at the savings while you revel in the friendly customer service. Inventory is constantly changing, but consistently affordable. Visit A to Z Variety Store at 2600 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith. And to stay up to date on new arrivals and special deals, like A to Z on Facebook.
You're watching Grizzly TV.
Nestled in the heart of Chaffee Crossing in Fort Smith, where people and nature feel connected, the Hub at Providence is centered around you. The Hub is a live, work, play community with living options, commercial lease spaces, and a restaurant, all within walking distance. Loft living spaces at the Hub are perfect for anyone looking for a retreat from the average apartment and townhomes, featuring many luxurious perks and amenities. Explore the community at thehuberc.com. Life at the Hub, a simpler lifestyle.
For 70 years, Crabtree RV has been serving the River Valley with all your camping needs. With sales, service, parts, and an RV park all at one location. Our hard-working staff can help you with all your RV needs. Come visit our 26,000 square foot air-conditioned showroom filled with new RVs from Grand Design, Coachman, and Forest River, all priced to sell. Crabtree RV, where your family's dreams come true.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
Welcome to the Northside Grizzly Coaches Show. Now, here's Buzz with Coach Mike Fleur.
Welcome to the Mike Fleur Show. Coach, I wish we were shooting this show under different circumstances. We go to Conway. We were 4-1 going into the game. We lose that one 48-12.
That hurts when you say it like that. But
the part about making me feel better?
The 48-12.
Yeah.
You know, Buzz, they're a good football team. We knew that going in. Mm-hmm. Really good offensive football team. what I told our kids is you can't go and make the mistakes that we made against a good football team and think you have any kind of chance of winning the game, much less keeping it close. And when you go back and you really look at the tape, I mean, we moved the football all night long between the 30s, and we would get down close and we would get a dumb penalty, miss a block, a fumble, an interception, and just those things that if we don't do those, you're in a much tighter ball game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we would have beat them, but no way would the score been what it was. And we've done that pretty much for whatever reason this entire year. It's just against teams that we were as good as or better than, you can make up for it. Against teams that are as good or better than you, you can't do it. And so we've gotten on them. We've done things in practice to try to improve that. We've babied them. We've loved them. We've done everything else. The only thing I know to do now, and it's what I told them Sunday at film, is we're going to hold you accountable by playing time. If you make bad decisions over and over, we're going to take you out of the game. We're going to put the next guy in because whether you're better than the next guy or whatever, if you're making those mistakes continually, then you're not doing the team any good. You're not doing yourself any good. And so that's the approach we're going to take going forward. And hopefully it'll make them be a little more aware of what they're doing, accountable for what they're doing, and so that's where we're at. But it's, it just really is a bad feeling to know that we lost that by that amount, knowing that we're a much, much better football team than that.
Well, I agree, Coach. You win the toss, you defer. We kick to them. They started out pretty quick, getting the ball downfield. They got down in the red zone, and I think McCade Moody makes a big sack, gets him, I think it was 3rd and short, but he gets a big sack, and it forces them to kick a field goal. That's a win right there. As fast as they were moving the football, it's 3-0, and they're kicking to us now.
Yeah, offensively, they're as good a football team as we've played all year, and I mean, and that's including Bryant. They do a great job with what they do. They go as fast as anybody we've played against, and so it takes your defense. You can't simulate that in practice. Right. It's impossible. So we even double huddled. This huddle ran a play, this huddle ran a play, and it's still not as fast as what those guys can do it in a game. But proud of our defense early. They made, it was a team effort as far as the loss. They made some really good stuff happen early, and then they kind of started doing the same type things on defense. So we got to improve on both sides, and we got to all be accountable for what we're doing.
Well, Coach, I agree with you. They're an extremely talented offensive team. They have so many different weapons. Bohannon, the big receiver, and then Bethune, the running back. Weiss is an undersized quarterback, but, Coach, he does a great job. He's a field general. He's able to manage that game. And then Manny Smith, real quick, they'll have him in the backfield. They may have him at receiver. They just try to get him to touch it a lot. They have a lot to throw at you, and so you hold them in that first drive, force them to a field goal. Second drive, we get a turnover on downs.
Yeah, defense did a good job, like I said earlier, and we moved the ball. You're in a situation. Excuse me. It's I think 10-0 or 3-0, and we moved the ball down to their 31-yard line, first down and 10.
Yeah,
and we get no points out of it. And then they come back and score, and then we move it again down to the 5 or 6 yard line and get no points out of it. So easily you could have gone in at half with a 14-10 lead or behind 17-14.
Right.
Instead, we turn the ball over twice and we go in 24-0.
Right.
And so that's just. And again, if it was a turnover by a big hit, by a great play, whatever, but neither one of the turnovers were because of that. They were because of our bad decision making.
Well, I agree with you, Coach, 100%. And I felt like as the game progressed in that first half, I felt like we're going to get right back in it. We're going to get right back in it because Massey was really moving the offensive line. That right side does a great job. He was getting, chunks of yards at a time. As you mentioned, we get down to the 30-yard line. and then we get a fumble, or we fumble the ball, and then right after that we get a personal foul penalty, kind of backed us up even further. They end up scoring again, but I think it was 17-0, and we had a chance right before half to try to make it 17-7, and that interception and big return, I think that was the turning point in the game.
Yeah, it definitely. I won't say it sealed the deal, but it definitely put you in a hole that it was a little harder to dig out. But I just go back to and I'm not a stats guy. The stat that matters is the scoreboard.
Right.
But we rushed for 273 yards and we threw for 150. We were at 400 yards of offense. We had 15 or 16 first downs. I mean, but then you look, we had 7 or 8 penalties.
Yeah.
We had, and it seems like you talked about the right side. Offensive line played the best game they've played all year. And it seems like, though, at that key moment, we had missed that one block that would put us behind the chains. And, we just got – and 2 of those guys are sophomores. I mean, they're growing up fast, and they're playing against really, really good people.
Exactly.
But it's a team – I mean, like I say, it is a team deal. We all – coaches made mistakes, players made mistakes, and it's something we got to get cleaned up.
Well, when you do say the score, it makes it look a little lopsided, and in reality, it was not. I think it was a lot closer ball game than what the score reflected. As you look at the tape after the game and when you came in on Sunday, what good points were you able to bring out of it?
Well, the good points were offensively, like I said, here, guys, look what we're doing with the football. If we'll protect it, if we won't make the mistakes we made, we're in this ball game. Defensively, look what you did defensively until all of a sudden you kind of lost your composure and we missed some tackles and we got some 15-yard penalties on defense. So just, you got to look at the good things, but you also got to look at the bad and learn from it and try, hopefully, let's don't keep doing it. I mean, which so far that's what we've done.
Well, Coach, that was Friday night.
Yep.
Last night, Monday night, you had a JV game against Bentonville. Let's talk a little bit about the future of the Grizzlies.
Our young guys are, we've got some really talented sophomores, and we play a lot of people. My philosophy on that is if they don't start and play a bunch of plays on Friday, they need to play on Mondays because you get better playing. And that group's 5-1. They beat Bentonville last night. Bentonville's got about 4 teams, so this was probably predominantly their sophomore team. We ended up winning 41-6. Josh Hardwick, our little sophomore quarterback, did a great job, scored 2 times. Takevion King scored. Maury Smith scored. So a lot of guys got Zion Morse, who's just now coming back from being quarantined. He scored. Sunquist Church got a touchdown. So we got a bunch of people the ball and got to score. And our skill guys in that group are really, really talented and got some good linemen. But the 2 of them are playing up and not playing on Monday night. So it's a good group. They've missed a couple of games because of people canceling and. So, you want them to play, and Bentonville was good enough to come down here and play us. So it was a good night.
Well, you mentioned Takevion King. He's been playing some varsity ball and doing pretty well. Coach, tell me a little bit about him.
He's special. He's we're loaded at running back, and he's probably one of the top 4.
Right.
But he sat by the wrong person at school, and he's been out for 2 weeks. So Monday was his first day back, and you can tell he's not as in good a shape as he was, but he got to play several snaps and did a really good job.
Well, Coach, big win for the JV, 5-1. They've been good for a few years now.
Well, I think you got to win. You try to win everywhere you can. It's just kind of breeds itself. Losing's contagious. I think winning is too.
We had Sunquist Church. He was returning a lot of kicks Friday night. Took some big licks, too. He's such a strong young man. So he got some playing time last night, and you said he got a touchdown. He's a special young man, too.
Oh, he's got all kinds of talent. Yeah. And you just see him getting better and better and better every week. He didn't play last year, so he's a little bit behind, but he's catching up fast.
Coach, thank you. We're going to take a break and come back with Justin Kennard, one of your volunteer coaches. Great. Thank you for bringing him. We'll take a break and be back with Coach Kennard right after this from Crabtree RV.
For 70 years, Crabtree RV has been serving the River Valley with all your camping needs. With sales, service, parts, and an RV park all at one location. Our hard-working staff can help you with all your RV needs. Come visit our 26,000 square foot air-conditioned showroom filled with new RVs from Grand Design, Coachman, and Forest River, all priced to sell. Crabtree RV, where your family's dreams come true.
This is Northside head football coach Mike Fleur. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
This is Northside head basketball coach Eric Burnett. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football in fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, provides an extraordinary real estate experience for both clients and agents. Now with offices in Bentonville, Springdale, Fayetteville, and Fort Smith, they proudly offer clients and customers the expertise you need when buying or selling. From contract to closing, their realtors are equipped with the knowledge and resources to ensure a smooth transaction, start to finish. Visit them at 3920 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at WeichertFortSmith.com. Experience the Weichert difference.
Unique is our middle name. Okay, maybe not the exact middle, but it's in there. A to Z Variety Store is the most unique shopping you can do in Fort Smith. With furniture, groceries, housewares, even a floral section. With 48,000 square feet of bargains, you're sure to find everything you need. And even a few things you didn't know you wanted. So many great deals, you'll marvel at the savings while you revel in the friendly customer service. Inventory is constantly changing, but consistently affordable. Visit A to Z Variety Store at 2600 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith. And to stay up to date on new arrivals and special deals, like A to Z on Facebook.
For more than 50 years, Air Compressor Equipment Company has provided solutions for the oil, gas, and industrial markets, becoming an industry leader in custom fabrication. An unwavering focus on assembly, sales, and service means that whatever size project you have, ACEC can deliver what works. Air Compressor Equipment Company supplies to businesses working in the most demanding environments around the world, but is still a dedicated member of the Arklahoma community. Learn more at acec-ark.com. Air Compressor Equipment Company. Field tested, quality driven.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
Nestled in the heart of Chaffee Crossing in Fort Smith, where people and nature feel connected, the Hub at Providence is centered around you. The Hub is a live, work, play community with living options, commercial lease spaces, and a restaurant, all within walking distance. Loft living spaces at the Hub are perfect for anyone looking for a retreat from the average apartment and townhomes, featuring many luxurious perks and amenities. Explore the community at thehuberc.com. Life at the Hub, a simpler lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. I'm here with volunteer coach Justin Kennard. Yes, coach, I see you all the time. Volunteer, you get a you're working full time, aren't you?
Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So let's kind of go back and start from where you started. Where'd you play? Are you from Fort Smith?
Yes, sir. From Fort Smith.
Where'd you play junior high ball?
Junior high, I went to Kimmons.
Kimmons?
Played for Kimmons, yes, sir.
Then you went on to Northside to play?
Yes, sir. I played Northside. My sophomore year, I was opposite line, and then junior, senior, I moved over to D-line with Coach Solly.
Coach Solly.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. So when did you graduate?
I graduated from Northside in 2012, and then went to Arkansas Tech. Didn't play ball at Arkansas Tech, but I I became real good friends and close with Coach Corbin,
Yeah.
the D-line coach there now, and he knew I wanted to coach. Well, be around football, and he asked me would I be interested in doing a student assistant type
Right.
thing. And I picked it up there, and I figured out after a year, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to do this.
Gotcha. So you got to, it's kind of in your blood then.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
when you were playing back in 2012 when you graduated,
Yes, sir.
playing for Coach Solly, what's it like playing for Coach Solly and as compared to coaching with him?
Coaching with him, I know what he wants, what he expects, just – no, I don't know.
What was it like when you were playing for him?
For him,
Yeah.
he wasn't as intense.
Has he gotten more intense as he's gotten older?
He's got more intense as he went on in his career. But
Right.
yeah, he's a fun guy to play for.
Yeah, he is intense.
Yes, sir.
I've known Coach Solly for years, and I watched him when he was in high school playing.
Yeah.
And he was an intense linebacker then, and I mean that's just the way he is. Everything he does, he gives 100% at it, and I think he expects his coaches and his players to do the exact same thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
So when you were at Arkansas Tech and you decided then that maybe this is kind of what I wanted to do, how did you work your way back to Northside?
Well, after for my senior year, I had to do an internship my last semester, and I asked Coach Fleur, could I do this? Ask for permission.
Right.
And then he said yes, he would love to have me. And then I just kind of stuck around. After I graduated, just to try to see if I could work my way in, or where can I go, type thing.
What are your responsibilities right now as a volunteer coach?
Volunteer, I assist some with the defensive line, but right now mainly H-backs and tight ends, equipment, laundry, sanitation.
You do a lot.
Yes, sir. Do everything. Yes, sir.
I know you see me hanging around the coaches a lot around the field, and I'll see coaches doing a lot more things other than just coaching. So there's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people really don't know. But your main responsibility right now, the H-backs, tight ends.
Yes, sir.
Julian Martinez
Yes, sir.
is one of your guys. He's really come a long way.
Yeah, he has.
He had a big catch the other night.
Yeah, he was excited to get his hands on the ball. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what'd he say about that?
He was excited. He knows his role.
Right.
But I told him, play your role, you'll get rewarded.
Right.
And then he finally got rewarded, and he see what it's like. Don't get too high up on it.
Gotcha.
Just expect it.
Right.
But just have fun with it.
He just be even keeled about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it was fun to watch him make that catch, and he
was.
did well with. After he made the
knew how
catch,
to get up the
he
field.
got up the field
Yes,
then.
sir.
And I had Hollywood James Clayton in the booth with me while he was doing a little color for me while the game was going on.
I know he was excited to see it.
He was excited, and it kind of brought back memories for him. And we saw one other pass that was a little bit high that was intended for Julian, and James said that he probably could have had that.
Yeah, I told him, got to be an athlete.
Yeah, that's exactly
Once
right.
you go for a route, you're an athlete now. Be an athlete.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So Julian, on that particular pass that he caught, is that designed just for him? Is that?
Yes, sir.
Because it looked like Dre, when he got the snap, he started to go left.
Started fading. Yes, sir.
And then he went back to the right, and that's the way the flow went. And then you got Julian standing over here, and he hit him with a nice pass.
It's by design. Yes, sir.
That is by design.
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess Julian, he wants some more of that.
Yeah, he wants some more of that.
Does he come to you about it, or?
Now he will voice his opinion to me, and then I
Right.
kind of relay it on and see how far I can get. But
So you got a little pull, though. You got an athlete like him.
I wish I could say that, but no.
Well, being a volunteer coach, next step. I mean, where are you trying to go from here?
I would love to stay here. I'm open-minded. If I can go somewhere else, I'm open-minded about it. But I would love to stay here. I'm from here, and I want to see this program, be successful.
It's so much fun to be a Grizzly.
It is.
And coach the Grizzlies. You have a lot of, love for them because that's your home.
Yes,
that's
sir.
where you played. And you've got some guys on the coaching staff now with Coach Frazier, and then you've got Coach Solly. These guys played at Northside, so you know how they feel about it, and you're in that same
I'm
group.
in that same boat. Yes, sir.
Tough loss
Yeah.
against Conway, and I was talking to Coach Fleur earlier about it. The score was a little lopsided, but it didn't really reflect how close that game could have been.
And how it really would. Yes, sir.
We have some really good athletes, and just had some things go wrong. And I made mention before the game started, Conway's a hard place to play.
It is.
And we've been successful there in the past. We've been unsuccessful there in the past, but going in, they're a one-school town, and everybody's behind them. And and it is a hard place to win at. But again, the Grizzlies stayed. They played hard for 4 quarters, and even though they were down, and
That's what we
it was
expect.
a little bit different than a couple times last year. We kind of let it get away from us.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, Coach, we appreciate you.
Thanks
for
for
spending time with us.
Thanks
we
for
look
having
forward
me.
yes, sir. We look forward to your career. We'll be
Yeah.
watching you, and love to see you stay at Northside. Hope everything works out.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Justin Kennard. He's a volunteer coach, but hopefully his path will keep him with the Grizzlies. We'll just keep an eye on him. We'll be back with Slate Stanton, the Iceman, right after this.
Nestled in the heart of Chaffee Crossing in Fort Smith, where people and nature feel connected, the Hub at Providence is centered around you. The Hub is a live, work, play community with living options, commercial lease spaces, and a restaurant, all within walking distance. Loft living spaces at the Hub are perfect for anyone looking for a retreat from the average apartment and townhomes, featuring many luxurious perks and amenities. Explore the community at thehuberc.com. Life at the Hub, a simpler lifestyle.
For 70 years, Crabtree RV has been serving the River Valley with all your camping needs. With sales, service, parts, and an RV park all at one location. Our hard-working staff can help you with all your RV needs. Come visit our 26,000 square foot air-conditioned showroom filled with new RVs from Grand Design, Coachman, and Forest River, all priced to sell. Crabtree RV, where your family's dreams come true.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
This is Northside head football coach Mike Fleur. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
This is Northside head basketball coach Eric Burnett. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football in fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
You're watching Grizzly TV.
Weichert Realtors The Griffin Company provides an extraordinary real estate experience for both clients and agents. Now with offices in Bentonville, Springdale, Fayetteville, and Fort Smith, they proudly offer clients and customers the expertise you need when buying or selling. From contract to closing, their realtors are equipped with the knowledge and resources to ensure a smooth transaction start to finish. Visit them at 3920 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at WeichertFortSmith.com. Experience the Weichert difference.
For more than 50 years, Air Compressor Equipment Company has provided solutions for the oil, gas, and industrial markets, becoming an industry leader in custom fabrication. An unwavering focus on assembly, sales, and service means that whatever size project you have, ACEC can deliver what works. Air Compressor Equipment Company supplies to businesses working in the most demanding environments around the world, but is still a dedicated member of the Arklahoma community. Learn more at acec-ark.com. Air Compressor Equipment Company. Field tested, quality driven.
Unique is our middle name. Okay, maybe not the exact middle, but it's in there. A to Z Variety Store is the most unique shopping you can do in Fort Smith, with furniture, groceries, housewares, even a floral section. With 48,000 square feet of bargains, you're sure to find everything you need, and even a few things you didn't know you wanted. So many great deals, you'll marvel at the savings while you revel in the friendly customer service. Inventory is constantly changing, but consistently affordable. Visit A to Z Variety Store at 2600 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith, and to stay up to date on new arrivals and special deals, like A to Z on Facebook. You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
Welcome back. Had a nice talk with volunteer coach Justin Kennard. We have Slate Stanton right now. For those of you who hadn't seen Slate or don't know what he does, he's number 19. He's the kicker. You probably better know him as the Iceman after his big field goal against, actually 2 field goals.
Yeah, 2 field
against Fayetteville in that 33-30 win. And as we were broadcasting that, Slate, I had no fear at all. No question that if you got a good snap and a good hold, you'd split it, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, you coached me for a couple of days, and I just listening to the film and the commentary, I knew you had a lot of faith in me.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, it was just crazy trying to kick those because I've never been in a field goal varsity situation like that. Like JV, I've kicked I think 2 extra points to win the game.
Yeah.
But those are automatic. But field goal, 25 yards.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. I mean, I just zoned in and I kicked it. And
well, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to go into more detail about that kick. But let's go back to last year playing Conway. Yeah. We just had a game against them there. Didn't turn out the way we wanted it. But last year they had us down, and we ended up scoring there with a minute left, and we needed an extra point just to get into an overtime situation. So on you go to kick the extra point, and that was huge. Now you're a junior, and you've been working your way into that, and you've been telling them, for a while, I'm your man, I'm your man. And so now let's find out, are you the man? And they put you in, and you hit a big extra point to get us in a situation where at least we can go to overtime. We almost pulled that one out, if you remember.
I remember it very
Avante
well.
almost had a scoop and score there at the end, but it ended up 23-20, I think, was the final.
Yeah,
but again, that extra point, what was going through your head as a junior to go in and have to make that? Now, this is at home in front of your crowd.
I mean, I've never a couple big games before, I wasn't even starting and until the Van Buren game. And for that to happen 2 games later was just it was crazy. Every kick, I kind of zone out, and I just focus in on the ball. All the sound from around me just kind of mutes, kind of. Right. But yeah, I just locked in and I kicked it, and it was crazy. Hearing all the people in the student section, pre-COVID, of course, and just couple thousand people just cheering. It was crazy.
That does a lot for your confidence too when you make a kick like that. Being a kicker, and I'm an ex-kicker, so I feel what you go through for the entire game. I mean, you may be on the sideline, pacing the sideline, and I know when they get down close to the red zone, you start getting ready, start getting your mind right and all that. But they do what they have to do to get it to that point, and then you send that one guy in. That if you miss it, it's all your fault. Right. If you make it, you're the hero. That's a tough position to be in. It takes a special young man to be able to shoulder that kind of responsibility to go in knowing, hey, I've got to do that. But what you're telling me is that you zone it out, you mute the noise, and that's what you have to do. But how do you do it 4 times in one game at one kick? I have been involved in football for a lot of years. I have never, ever seen that happen to a kicker, maybe twice, 3 times at the most, not 4. But you had to address that kick 4 times before you hit it.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of clutch kicks in NFL, college. But yeah, to experience being iced out 4 times, it's crazy. It makes me feel like, oh, they're actually scared of me making the kick,
Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they know I'm going to make it, so they're going to try and do whatever it takes to make me miss it. And I'm just like, I'm going to make it.
I learned something from you, Slate. I've never looked at it that way. That's a great frame of mind to be in, is that they feel so good about your ability that they've got to do whatever they can to mess you up. So it's just amazing that you can go out there and do what you do week after week after week and help those Grizzlies out. Do you ever wish that you were playing another position while you were on the sideline, get more playing time? Or are you okay with your role?
I did in 7th grade. I played safety, and I got some playing time, but I never really was a true starter.
Mm-hmm.
And at Chaffin, the position we needed to fill was a kicker. Like we just stuck in a lineman, and he toe kicked it 30 yards, and that was good. That was good enough.
Right.
And so I came out there with a little bit of soccer experience, and I was like, hey, I can kick off pretty well,
Right.
do onside pretty good. And then it formed into kicking extra points and then field goals, and then eventually ended up here starting on varsity, and it's just a crazy journey,
So did you have, when you say a limited soccer ability, did you play some soccer before you started playing football?
Yeah, I played from first grade to fifth grade, I believe, and then I picked up football in sixth grade because back then soccer was in the fall.
Yeah.
And I had to choose between football or soccer, and I chose football.
Right.
And so I started out as a defensive end, which is funny, and then safety in seventh grade, and then kicker.
Yeah.
And I've stuck with it ever since.
Well, I knew from watching your career, actually during a JV game last year against Southside, and I was on the sideline. I was able to be with a couple of the coaches, and so I could get an up-close view of kind of what's going on. It's a little bit different than the press box viewpoint, and you can kind of hear everything that goes on. And hearing the difference in the sound that your foot made when it hit the ball from the year before, and there was one kickoff, you kicked like 5 yards deep that night, and I knew then that what you're doing is really paying off.
Yeah, I try every off season to just work on distance and hitting that ball as clean as I can to just hit it more accurately and farther. Every season I improve by at least 5 or 10 yards on my field goals.
Yeah.
And whether it's just going out there and kicking at the Chaffin field 4 to 5 times a week,
right,
or just doing some exercises at home, squats, weights, whatever. And all that hard work is really paying off.
And that's what it takes. But I do want to explain to our listeners, too, that a kicker is you're dependent on others. Number one, your offense has got to get you in position. Okay, you got to have a good offense. I know you'd rather be kicking a lot of extra points and less field goals, but you still have to have an offense to get you in, to a position where you can come out and kick. But then you got to have a good long snapper, and you got to have a good holder. Those guys can make you or break you. And McCade Moody's your long snapper, Jet Frazier your holder. And so I know that you have a special relationship with those guys. And man, I tell you what, it's so important. And I know you well enough to know that you're not going to blame anything on anybody. But I just want our listeners to know that there is a lot that goes into making a kick. If it was as simple as just putting it on a tee and nobody rushing you, you don't have to worry about a snap or a hold, you'd probably be 100% in all your kicks.
Of course,
And I've seen you in practice when that's the situation. I've seen you in pregame when that's the situation. It's all different in a game.
Of course, yeah.
What are your plans after Northside?
So right now I have 2 college offers from Lyon and Hendrix. And
awesome.
Hendrix was where both my brothers played.
Is
actually.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I don't, I really want to play college football.
Right.
That's my main goal. So I'm gonna try and shoot for Hendrix. Because I'm best friends with head coach Buck Buchanan. He's like family at this point. But if that doesn't work out, then I've already been accepted to UCA.
Right.
So maybe I could walk on there.
Of course you can.
Or something.
Of course you can. I remember talking to you before the season started about the other kickers in the 7A, and you mentioned a few of them, and you talked about how good they were. And I said, but then there's Slate Stanton. And you've got something that they don't have, and that's that mind that thinks that you're going to make every kick, and you have to have that. And I think it clicked with you that I'm in that league. You've been to some camps where there's some really good kickers, but you're in that league.
Right.
And you started thinking like that. And so you are now referred to as the Iceman.
Yeah.
Slate Stanton.
And I just want to clarify, I read some newspapers after that Fayetteville game,
Right.
and Coach Fuller was saying I was referring to myself as Iceman. I'm just saying Coach Curry is the one who came up with that nickname,
Right.
not me.
Well,
But,
it is what it is. All right.
Yeah.
You made it. They tried to ice you for 4 times.
Right.
That's got to be a record.
It's
I
gotta
don't
be.
know that you can have that many timeouts. If you have that many timeouts at the end of the game, you probably didn't use them correctly throughout the game. But they were all used up. But you made the kick, and we're extremely proud of you. It was a 33-30 win. I know it was great fun on the way home.
Oh, it was lots of fun.
Lots of fun, thanks to you. But your team played well, too. Defensively, they played well. It was just an overall fun game to watch. Slate Stanton. He's the Iceman. We've been watching him for 2.5 years now. He's got a little bit of his season left. He's going to play, Friday night. It's going to be North Little Rock. Tough football team, and we'll talk to Coach Fuller about that game coming up right after this.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
Nestled in the heart of Chaffee Crossing in Fort Smith, where people and nature feel connected, the Hub at Providence is centered around you. The Hub is a live, work, play community with living options, commercial lease spaces, and a restaurant, all within walking distance. Loft living spaces at the Hub are perfect for anyone looking for a retreat from the average apartment and townhomes, featuring many luxurious perks and amenities. Explore the community at thehuberc.com. Life at the Hub, a simpler lifestyle.
This is Northside head football coach Mike Fleur. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
This is Northside head basketball coach Eric Burnett. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football in fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
For 70 years, Crabtree RV has been serving the River Valley with all your camping needs. With sales, service, parts, and an RV park all at one location. Our hard-working staff can help you with all your RV needs. Come visit our 26,000 square foot air-conditioned showroom filled with new RVs from Grand Design, Coachman, and Forest River, all priced to sell. Crabtree RV, where your family's dreams come true.
Unique is our middle name. Okay, maybe not the exact middle, but it's in there. A to Z Variety Store is the most unique shopping you can do in Fort Smith, with furniture, groceries, housewares, even a floral section. With 48,000 square feet of bargains, you're sure to find everything you need, and even a few things you didn't know you wanted. So many great deals, you'll marvel at the savings while you revel in the friendly customer service. Inventory is constantly changing, but consistently affordable. Visit A to Z Variety Store at 2600 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith, and to stay up to date on new arrivals and special deals, like A to Z on Facebook.
Weichert Realtors The Griffin Company provides an extraordinary real estate experience for both clients and agents. Now with offices in Bentonville, Springdale, Fayetteville, and Fort Smith, they proudly offer clients and customers the expertise you need when buying or selling. From contract to closing, their realtors are equipped with the knowledge and resources to ensure a smooth transaction start to finish. Visit them at 3920 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at WeichertFortSmith.com. Experience the Weichert difference.
For more than 50 years, Air Compressor Equipment Company has provided solutions for the oil, gas, and industrial markets, becoming an industry leader in custom fabrication. An unwavering focus on assembly, sales, and service means that whatever size project you have, ACEC can deliver what works. Air Compressor Equipment Company supplies to businesses working in the most demanding environments around the world, but is still a dedicated member of the Arklahoma community. Learn more at acec-ark.com. Air Compressor Equipment Company. Field tested, quality driven.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. Coach, Justin Kennard wants to stay with the Grizzlies. He loves it. I think that you've really enjoyed his presence, too. I think he does a lot for your team.
He's a fine young man.
Yeah.
I mean, his mom and dad, great job raising him. And what impresses me the most about Justin is when I listen to him talk to those kids. You know, he's not that much older than them.
Right.
And, you know, he'll talk to them. You heard him say about knowing your role, not being selfish, waiting your time. I mean, it's just – and you know, I'm sure the fact that a lot of us are older, that, you know, they don't think we know what we're talking about or whatever. But when they hear it from a guy that's young and not been that far, I mean, it's amazing. So I hope we'll do everything I can to keep him a Grizzly. So that's what I want. He would be a great addition to our coaching staff.
Slate Stanton, you know, I depend on you every coach's show to bring some guests, and you always bring in some good ones of the coaches, and now you've got some players coming in. I know we had some Dre and Avante at the beginning of the season. Slate, he's a special kid too, Coach, because just knowing kickers the way I do, they are on that sideline. They can get real distracted, you know, while things are going on. But when you need them, boy, you got to depend on them. And he's been pretty dependable this year.
Oh, Slate's done a great job. And like I said, I mean, I couldn't hear everything he was saying about how he kind of just blocks it out. But it doesn't bother him. I mean, he goes out there and he's going to kick it. And most of the time, he makes it.
Yeah.
But when he misses it, I know it bothers him. But you've never – just the expression doesn't change.
Yeah, it just makes him want to work that much harder and get another chance.
He's a great kid. I mean, he comes from a great family, and he's, you know, I think that's the third. He's the last of the Stantons to be through there, and I got to coach two of them, and I didn't get to coach their oldest, but great kids, work hard, there every day. I'm just good family.
He's talking about going to Hendricks where his brothers went. He can go there. Coach, you got to be pretty smart.
Yeah, and he's a smart kid. And
they've
all been there, and I mean he'll do a good job if that's what he decides to do.
Well, Coach, we have a tough one Friday night. North Little Rock comes in. They're 6-0. It's to be expected. They haven't played Bryant or Cabot yet. That's their next two games after this. They beat Conway 39-37. I believe I watched a little bit of that game. They are a team that's a little bit different offensively than what we've been seeing. They're going to run it a lot with Kareem Cotton, that big quarterback, and their running back. He's not that big, but he's very powerful.
Well, the one that you probably haven't seen lately, number 11, is big.
He is big.
So they're talented. They're talented every year. They've got a new coach, and Coach Eldridge has done a great job. You know, they've played for a state championship the last 4 years. Bryant beating them the last two, then they won it before that. But they're a good football team. They've got everything that you ask to have: size, speed, depth, and so what I talked about earlier. For us to have a chance in this ball game, we can't make mistakes, and you know, we can't, and we got to play good. And you know, we've had 2 really good days of practice. For the first time since August the 27th, we had all of our older players back at practice. Taheem Prosise is back. All the kids that have been quarantined and just everything. So it was kind of weird yesterday that we had more than one set of receivers that could run a play. I mean, so, you know, we're going to need everybody. And so it's a good thing they're back. And it's going to take a team effort. It's going to take I'm glad it's here at home. And, and so it's they're good.
Well, you talk about Thane Prosise. He was cleared Friday, went to the doctor Friday morning. I think he got in for a play, didn't he?
He did, and I mean, you know, he wanted to play, and we all wanted him to play. He wanted to play, but to be fair, when you haven't practiced in 6 weeks,
a little rusty.
We've changed some things up, and you got to really kind of be there to know what's going on. But we were going to look at maybe throwing the ball deep to him a couple times,
right.
but just with the way things got, we just thought, hey, let's wait, get him a full week's practice, and be ready to go this Friday.
Last year at North Little Rock, well, we had them on the ropes, Coach, at halftime, and I thought they were to the point of quitting. And then second half, man, everything that could go wrong for us just went wrong, and they ended up winning that one, 42-25, I believe the score was.
Yeah, we started off great, and then like that team did all last year in the second half, we just couldn't finish the deal. And you got to do that against them. They're a good football team. They're going to play the entire game. They're going to play hard, and they got great players. And so,
let me ask you a question. They're going to run it more. They're going to throw it. But when they do throw, they have a lot of receivers. I saw 6 or 7 that they kept rotating in, and Damon Bell's one of them. This number 2. He's I think he can play some quarterback too. But he's a threat, a deep threat. But when they do so much running, their offensive line's not that big. They average like 230. So
they look big to me on film. I don't know.
Yeah, they did look big to me too. But going through their roster and looking at their weights for their starters, they averaged about 230 on the front line, and we averaged like 270. Well, that's their right side helps our left side a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the two in the middle, the center and the left guard, are nowhere near. Our right guard and right tackle are big kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, and they've done a really good job. One of those being a sophomore, and Jamani Benton. I haven't looked at North Little Rock's defense or offensive line as much as I have the other side, but they come off the football. They're still in that old mentality of running the wing T type stuff. So they're good. I mean, they're good on both sides, and we got to play good, and we got to get after it. But you're right, they run the ball about 78% of the time.
Yeah,
and they're going to take their shots down the field with those guys, and the quarterback can throw it, but he's not always real accurate. So I'm sure that's why they've gone more to running the football, because they do have 2 very, very talented running backs, and their quarterback likes to run the football.
Yeah.
So
that was my next question. Kareem Cotton's his name, and we watched him last year.
He's this third year to start.
Yeah, he is. Being a third-year starter, senior, but he gets a lot of touches.
Yeah, they do a lot of read stuff.
Yeah.
With that back crossing your face, and if you do something, they're going to give the ball. If you do this, they're going to pull it. So you got to be very disciplined and be where you're supposed to be, because he's as good a runner as the 2 running backs.
How is Coach Hansen preparing this week with our defensive line for a team like this?
Well, I mean, they just like we do every week. I mean, we're going to do the things we do. Our coaches are going to come in on Sunday, and they have watched film all day Saturday and Sunday, and they're going to try to put our kids in the best position to be successful. And so, different little schemes. We may play 3 down linemen. We may play 4. We may slant. We may do some stunts where we're looping. But they just got to know it's going to be a physical game Friday.
So when you say that you had all your older guys back for practice, will they all be up 100%?
Yeah.
Will they be ready to go?
They'll all be ready to go Friday.
Well, I'm looking really forward to that. I know that you have too. It's tough when the season as it is with all the changes you've had to make, but then having to play different players every week, and you don't know from one day to the next who you're going to have. So,
no. Well, like yesterday, I had the nurse call me, and you just
cringe.
Yeah. You don't want to answer the phone, but you have to, and so you do. And Coach, I've got a player I need to pull, and you're like, oh, who is it? And I don't mean this, whatever, but luckily it was a young guy, one of our older guys. So it's what you deal with, and it's just been that way all year. And I check the roll every day when they come in, and it was so weird the last 2 days that everybody on our front page, which is most of the older kids, they're all there. And a week ago, there were 13 of them that were not because of injury or being quarantined.
Right.
So just to have them all there, I was like, well, we finally have a real football practice.
Coach, you said that Tuesday or today you've had 2 good practices. The kids, what's their frame of mind? Because I asked you this question a couple weeks ago. is it harder to prepare for the upcoming game after a big win or a big loss? And you said if it's a loss, it's a little more difficult. Is their frame of mind right now?
I mean, yesterday it was cool. They came out, were in a great mood, and had a really, really good practice on Monday. And today it was a little warm, but they had another good one. So we'll practice in the morning at 6. And, normally they're a little grumpy then, but, it's been a good week. I mean, I couldn't really ask for a whole lot more getting ready to play this game. Now, we got to take what we've done on the practice field, and we got to do it on Friday on the game, on the game night.
Friday night, senior night.
Yep.
So will the ceremonies be right before the game, or how will they?
At 6:30.
6:30.
Yep.
Okay. We were asked, Grizzly TV, to actually stream homecoming, and we may be asked to do that also.
I think that'd be great if we could, as far as seniors.
It will adjust the schedule when the coaches show comes on before the game, and then sometimes it alters what pregame time I have. So we'll probably make that work.
That'd be great.
So
that'd be great.
Senior class, I know that you get real close to them every year. We're going to lose some good ones this year.
Yeah, we are. It started off our largest class since I've been here. It was right at 30, and then through this COVID and just the occasional guy that maybe he's not getting to play as much as he wants, but we're down to 24, which is still a really good, solid class. They're great kids, very talented. Some of them have a bright future in athletics, and some of them are going to graduate high school and go to college and not play sports. And we're going to miss them.
And I will say this: when they leave, they take that Grizzly with them. That pride that they have from being a Grizzly, especially their senior year. I was talking to James Clayton Friday night during the game. He was in the press box with me the whole time. And talked a little bit about him being at UCA and his role there. But he goes back to Northside a lot, and he talked about you a lot and what's going to take place in the dressing room right now, what he's going to say and how you're going to react to certain things. So those things are real fresh in their mind, even as they go on into the next level. And just listening to James talk, I asked him, I said, so you miss it? He goes, more than you'll know.
Yeah, well, I think we all know the answer to that. You sometimes get a little tired of maybe playing, and you think you're ready, and then when it's gone, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I like this a whole lot more than what I realized. But
that's right.
James Clayton's a great kid. He comes from another great family. I listened to him a little bit just because I knew he was up there when I got home, and I thought maybe he was trying to take your job, for a minute.
Well, and he probably could.
he's very personable.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
And we see some of the comments, and Conley Bones said, hey, ESPN needs to give him a gig.
Yeah.
He'd be worth the money, though.
Yeah, James going to be successful, and he's doing a good job down there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
He's good. Yeah, and he was talking about being on the scout team. You go into a program like UCA, you're not going to come walk right in and start.
No.
And I asked about Deuce. He said Deuce is like fourth string right now.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. And it doesn't matter if it's a winning program or a losing program in college. They recruit you, telling you that you got a chance to come in, but they got guys lined up. So he's probably, if I remember right, they had like 9 tight ends, and so he's probably down there 7, 8, 9. And Deuce, the same thing at running back. They got 2 or 3 senior running backs.
Yeah.
So, the thing about it is, and what you try to tell them, you try to prepare them for it, is it's no different than when you were coming in as a 10th grader. Most of you, the majority, are on the JV,
right,
and you run scout team. Well, college, they don't have JV. You're going to run the scout team, and that gets you ready to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And so you just got to be patient. You got to know that it's not a lot of fun, but the good times are in front of you.
Well, Coach, I know that it'll be an emotional night for you, being at home with the seniors. You do have one more home game after that if everything holds together with Southwest Little Rock. But between those 2 games, you're going to go to Cabot. And so you've got the next 2 games are going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, well, we know every year we get to this stretch, Conway, North Little Rock, Cabot. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, North Little Rock has Bryant and Cabot after they play us, and I understand the playoff situation's a little bit different this year than it's ever been. So what is it like on a point system?
Yeah, I don't really understand it. I looked at the bracket they sent out today, and it doesn't really explain. You know, you would think in our league with 16 teams that you would just put everybody in where you finished in your conference, which is going to be hard to do on where you finished in your conference because you got teams like Southwest and Central that have missed 3 and 4 games.
Right.
And so how do you rank them compared to maybe like us? They may end up with one more win because of who they played and who they didn't. So I don't know, but they've got wild card teams going to play this. So I don't really know. I'll worry about that the last week of the season.
It's not really on the top of your list right now.
No, right now we're just trying to get ready for North Little Rock and play as good as we can play.
I was talking to Coach Kennard about all the different responsibilities for coaches and things that they do other than just coach positions. And you too. I mean, it's all you're the mastermind of all of it. But I know when you leave here, you're going to watch Darby and Greenwood play.
Yeah, but I don't know about mastermind, but there's lots of things you have to do. I mean, just normal. And then you throw in this year the added COVID stuff where we have to check their temperature every day. We have to clean their lockers when you have to spray down their shoulder pads, spray down their helmets. I mean, every day, wash their clothes. It's just there's tons of things other than just coaching football.
Well, Coach, I'm impressed that you can keep it all together. I'm in business, and you're in business. It's all different. It's different, and, but you deal with a lot more individuals than I do, and I'm impressed that you can hold all this together. We appreciate what you're doing. Good luck against North Little Rock. You've been listening to Mike Fuller. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Mike Fuller Show, and when we come back, I'll be in the booth for kickoff.
Unique is our middle name. Okay, maybe not the exact middle, but it's in there. A to Z Variety Store is the most unique shopping you can do in Fort Smith. With furniture, groceries, housewares, even a floral section. With 48,000 square feet of bargains, you're sure to find everything you need. And even a few things you didn't know you wanted. So many great deals, you'll marvel at the savings while you revel in the friendly customer service. Inventory is constantly changing, but consistently affordable. Visit A to Z Variety Store at 2600 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith. And to stay up to date on new arrivals and special deals, like A to Z on Facebook.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
You're watching Grizzly TV.